So, hopefully this sounds decent. We're trying to be a little cautious, a little careful. Make sure everything is all secure, hopefully working. I'm going to give it a minute. Got a new microphone. I'm Justin the Zilla. Hopefully it doesn't sound bad from what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a little monitor I have here now that shows how much volume. Hey, amazing stop motions. Welcome. How does the new microphone sound? Give me a little update. Hello, Megan. Welcome. How does the new mic sound? Is it loud? Is it okay? Sounds much better. Much better. Great. Yeah. Okay. So as y'all saw last week, had some problems with the with our last microphone. So went to good old Best Buy, and I will show it off. Yeah, at least the case. Got the Ceramonic little microphone set. I guess if you want to know info on that, there's that. Yeah, I also have the box, but it's over there. But this is a little thing, so where I got two microphones. Oh, and then I have a USB port and then also a Lightning port, so I could have, another person on the show maybe. That would be something. But new microphone, very exciting, very much needed. This is the microphone case. Just wanted to show it off because there's the mic there, and with the little tuft. I'm not gonna touch it because I don't want to mess with it. But yeah, much needed, very much so. So kind of a I think the most technical upgrade I've really done since I've started doing this. Of course, earlier in the year, I started using the microphones, the ones I got off of Temu that are still back there in my little corner. I don't know if I'll ever use those again. I think that those ones will be my backup in case these ones die or something else. Because I also do have a Secra microphone, so yeah, so if this one dies, it'll be good. But I got the monitor thing. It's plugged into the phone. It seems stable. It's doing its thing. It looks like it's peaking, at least for my thing. But if it sounds fine for you guys, that makes me happy. I'll definitely have to watch this back because I haven't watched back the previous stream where we looked at Batman, because I've just been busy, just been doing stuff. But we'll kind of see. I'm just looking at my monitor. I still don't really get what it's all saying, but I've read through the instructions and and what they've been showing pretty well. So we'll kind of see just how this new microphone setup. So shout out to those guys. But then also, as we do, we'll get back to the actual intro. So my name is Justin the Zilla, as you can see on the title here. We do weekly live streams every Friday, usually at 8 p.m. But if I'm working or doing stuff on a Saturday, like this weekend, I'm doing it early because I gotta get up super early. So we're here. We're doing our thing. We open figures. We talk about stuff, major. Yeah, not really major events or just things that just been going on. I guess we wanted to. Mainly comic and nerd stuff. But here doing our thing. So I guess first we can do first segment we can really get into. I want to kind of get through this quickly, to be frank. Because I've been stupid busy. As you can see, I freshly shaved, and then I just haven't had time since to get rid of it all again. But I'll probably shave again. We'll see. And also haircut. Too much hair. Way too much hair. But what do I want to do first? Okay, so first, of course, it's with every week, we have our weekly pickups, and we got a few again, and we got a few bangers. Some stuff I've been looking forward to getting up to. Stuff that's kind of been on the list for a bit. But something interesting, amazing stop motion says I'm thinking about buying the Maximum Spider-Man figure in a couple months. Honestly, same. I've been thinking about like finally getting that figure and having it in hand and do a stream for y'all to get a feel of it, I guess, in my perspective, if you guys enjoy that. I mean, y'all have watched the previous stuff and also all the shorts too, so appreciate it. I always appreciate the support for you guys on here. So yeah, so Maximum Spider-Man is definitely kind of a need for the collection. At least Tim, it's like, but funny enough, okay, it's like, and we'll get into it, but it's like I did see, when I went to GameStop, a little spoiler, but I did see the Maximum Hulk, and that figure looked all right. It's like they were going for about like 65 bucks, I think. I believe that was the correct price, and that's not too bad, at least in my opinion. Maybe better if like 40 or like 50, but I don't really mind the price point, and then the figure looks fine. I don't really care for the head sculpts that much, but I do like all the extra hands and effects, and it would be interesting to see how that new Hulk body really looks with it. So definitely maybe some point in the future, but we'll see. But yeah, but as I mentioned before, we'll look at our pickup. So first thing, because of course, got the new microphone, so we went to Best Buy for that because it's just nearby. It's Best Buy. It's tech. I kind of like them more for that. But then there as well, they did have a few. As we know, Best Buy has actually, in my opinion, a pretty underrated. Figure section. Like they got like NECA. Yeah, they got. I think mainly like McFarlane. They have like some figure arts. I don't know if they've had really that much Hasbro stuff. Probably like more. No, they've had Legends. Yeah, yeah. So they have like actually a big, nice variety. Have like a bunch of Lego pieces, too, and some other things because they also got video games as well. But yeah, but they were having actually a few of their figures on sale. So I was like, it's kind of like, I'm buying this microphone anyways. It's stupid expensive. I'm not going to divulge the price, at least for now. But yeah, this new mic was a lot compared to my last one. So I'm like, all right, big boy investment. But I was like, you know what? We'll get a figure anyways. Gabe. Hello, sir. Welcome to the live stream. Hope the microphone sounds fine. We got a brand new one. Yeah, but there they also had the NECA Adventures, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures Mondo Gecko. He was down to like 17 bucks, I think, which is crazy from like 35. So pretty good. Yes, I've seen him around before already. He's like at Target all over, but Target like never puts their stuff on clearance, especially when it comes to like NECA stuff. It's so weird. I'm like, clearance, maybe at some point it would be nice, but they don't. In any case, but yeah, so got him. It's like it was a debate between him and the Leatherhead one. The stump wrestling. I might go back and get that because it's for about like the same amount. I think it was about like 18 bucks, so it was still a nice pickup. But I just like this Mondo Gecko. I think it's I do have the cartoon version, but this one kind of like, I don't know, it feels different. I like it. I think it just has, of course, like it is based on the actual like the comic style of him, but this is kind of what I think of when I think of Mondo Gecko. Kind of more chilled out. His clothes are a little more tattered. Hair's a little longer. He does have the braces, which I kind of like because he's like a teenage skater dude. It's very nice, and then also the guitar and everything. So might be a future stream at some point, but just a nice little figure to add to kind of upgrade maybe. So be pretty cool. Gabe says cool, but what'd you say there, Gabe? I think that you're talking about like Haya, right? It's like that you're getting your evolved Godzilla, because that's cool. I still need to like really see it's like what I would want to get from MonsterVerse next. Oh, okay. And then our other side. Okay, we're gonna get to our pickups because I did see a lot of figures. Because I went to Best Buy. Excuse me. Oh, you can still hear me. But I went to Best Buy, and at least for me, across the street is Target. But I didn't need to go into Target. I didn't really care. Target's kind of like, ugh, now for me. It's like, yeah, I can get my groceries there, and I can get, some figures. But morally, I kind of always feel bad about it nowadays. I'm like, I don't really like how they're doing business right now. But in any case, but of course, it's like, but where there's a Target, there's usually a GameStop right there on the corner, at least for my area. It's like, because like the two Targets of that I have close to here where I live, it's like there's a Target, and then just right down the road it's just it's just a GameStop. Yeah, it's a part of like connected like the whole like the shopping center area, whatever you want to call it. But but at so I went into GameStop because I was like, oh, I haven't been in about a month or so. So it was just time to go check them out, and I have their premium thing anyway. So I was like, okay, we'll just see. It's like I wasn't planning on getting getting anything. It's like my expectations were like super low because they've just been like just having just like the same stuff for a while. But when I walked in, they had like they had like completely kind of like cleaned up their whole their action figure areas, like they have like that's like a whole like a standing part of their store. It's like it was all like super organized and kind of like more cleared out, like of less of like the older stuff and more of like the newer stuff. So it was pretty nice. And the main thing I saw, because of course they have like I think some PlayStation stuff that's really coming out and then like showing off with other things. Head Over Diecast says, hello everyone. Hello. Head Over Diecast. Welcome to the live stream. So first I saw they had the new Spider-Man 2 the Gamerverse line, and I picked up the Black Cat Felicia Hardy figure because this was like the main one of this line that I really needed to get. I think that she looks perfect to her video game her counterpart there. I think that they did her perfectly well, so I needed to get her. They did have at least one of each of all the rest of these. Kind of like my second top one that I do want to get is the black suit. I think it looks amazing, even though like I've heard like the that the articulation isn't as good as it typically is on Spider-Man, but we'll kind of see. But Gabe says, I like cats. I have a cat. That's cool, Gabe. I used to have cats. It's been like a long time. I just have dogs now. But then we also have the Brooklyn 2099 suit for Miles. The Borkia suit, or the Borkia suit. So they had one of each of these, and they all looked pretty good. If anything, I'd probably get that one, and then maybe that one, and then the actual like the upgrade suit of 4 Miles. Like that's not too bad either, but it's not my favorite. And then of course the anti-venom suit. It's just a no. It's like, bro, you didn't do the thing where it was like white and black. You do the weird color variant. I know it's in the game, but all the rest are like mainstays, essentially. Well, that's what they feel like anyways. But in any case, the first one I got was Black Cat. But then, just looking a little bit more through their Legends area, specifically, because these were in their own little area. So they were like in a separate corner, to the regular, the Legends display. But then I spotted this. Just again, I was so excited. I was just kind of like, okay. But Gabe says I want the Spider-Man 3 black suit. Oh yeah. Well, funnily enough, Gabe, that's what I got. I got the Spider-Man 3 black suit, and they had like 3 of them there, and I was like so surprised. But yeah, so he was the one I picked up. What did Amazing Stop Motion says? Why would they do the color the color variation rage baiting us? Honestly, that's so dumb. I hate it, and it doesn't even look good. Because it's on like an old body mold. It's not even like brand new. Yeah, like these four. It's like one's like fully reused, but all the rest are like brand new. So it's like, all right, yeah, there's your cop out. Who cares? But yeah, but I did get the black suit Spider-Man. Yeah, from Spider-Man 3. So where you got the Bully Maguire head, you got the Venom goo, you got all the hands, which is very nice. And you know, get that nice artwork, very, very, very classic. Because you know, I grew up with this film, literally. Yeah, but one of like my childhood, yeah, like my go-tos, like movies. I would watch this all the time. I loved it so much. I love those old, yeah, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy. How much was it? It was, I think, about like $30. Because there's the price tag, but because I'm a premium, it was only like 31, technically 32. As you can see there. Of course, it's reversed, but it's there. They didn't have a tag on Black Cat, I don't think. I didn't even notice that until just now. I was like, I'm buying it anyways. I don't care what the price is. It's probably like 35. Because that's what I would guess nowadays, especially with these ones. And that's what they were, because I got them for about like 60, to be honest. So not bad. A bit of pricey, but they're good figures. So very nice. Oh yeah, and then getting back to talking about Haya for a second, also at GameStop. Besides seeing, the Maximum Series Hulk, yeah, which was neat. They also have like some Haya stuff, like they have the Mothra and Rodan figures. Yeah, that Haya have done. With the Mothra, I think it's specifically like an all blue variant, if I believe. But yeah. But what was it? Yeah, but then the Rodan, I think it's just the normal ones. Like, but I might get that Rodan, but they're still kind of pricey. I'm kind of like $60 for just that. Like, I mean, it's better. It's way better than Figure Arts because it's like 100 at the minimum, especially nowadays. It's crazy. But Amazing Stop Motions says, just to let you know that Bully Maguire has a weird torso. The moves jiggles around when you move it. Like the torso, like it kind of like that rocks, like it doesn't like stay still. Do you mean? And Gabe says, my GameStop has no Haya. Yeah. Sometimes it just depends, I guess. It's just like a regional thing. It's like my thing has like toys galore. Toys galore. Yeah, they got like statues. They got a bunch of stuff. But Amazing Stop Motion says yes. Okay. So it kind of like, it's always like kind of tilting or like forward and back. I assume that kind of thing. But yeah, excited for this. This will probably be a stream by himself, I believe. I don't know. I'll have to plan it because originally I wanted to do, like possibly do like him and the Secret Wars and the Gamerverse, but I might just do him and the Gamerverse, or maybe just do this just by himself as a stream, or even as a video. I need to do more videos because y'all need more reviews, and I just sit on them, honestly. But Head Over Diecast says, I like figures, but I mostly collect diecast. Nice. Is there like a specific, is it like a specific like a scale you do? Oh wait. But Diecast says, I do 3D printing. Check out my hoverboard I made. All right, cool. Is that your logo? Yeah, that's your logo. Yeah, I'll be sure to check that out, bro. You mean a hoverboard? Nice. But like die cast, yeah, kind of like figures or like just die cast like statues. And what kind of scale, I guess, would be my other question. 1.64 scale, like inches. McGabe says I'm going to try and get Haya 2014 sometime. That would be really cool to have because I know that that one looks great. I do have, yeah, as we mentioned before, and as y'all have seen, I do have the 2019 because that was the Godzilla versus Kong Godzilla, and that was my favorite Godzilla for the time. I like the bigger spines with the smaller head. But yeah. Oh, okay. So Head Over Diecast says cars mostly like Hot Wheels. Oh, okay. Now I understand. But love toys. Love figures. Toys, they're all toys. Everything's a toy. If you can make it, I guess. That's weird. But I guess in any case, we're at like 20 minutes into this stream. Oh yeah, also did want to mention, going off of last week's stream before we move on. I got so many segments to do. Oh, excuse me. Amazing Stop Motion says I got a haul that's at the door. BRB. You're good, bro. Get your figures. I do want to show off. I did do a bit of a head swap on my Golden Age Batman. I was kind of hesitant to do this one because I didn't think it would really work as well as I think it would. It's like it's just a little still kind of like more armor like. I would want it still more kind of like fabric mask like, but I put the Sovereign Knight Mezco head on the Golden Age Batman there. And this is how I think he's going to be on the shelf. He is like my main display Batman at the moment. So I think he looks pretty cool. I think he looks pretty neat. I do. It's like I was trying to see if there's any like better, custom heads. Like I just want like a classic black suit, like Batman head. It's just like it's so kind of like hard to find like a good custom one. It's like the one that's closest that's it's in my mind's eye is the is the Mezco. What's their Ascending Knight Batman? Yeah, where it's like his early years. Like that head sculpt. I want on this body. Yeah, just to see it's like, or even like something kind of like close, but a little bit more kind of like basic in like in the ears, essentially. I don't know, but this one still works pretty well. I like it for the time, but I think it's definitely gonna need a custom. But nothing like too like style wise. Like I don't need them. Like Dark Knight. I need a more just classic Batman. But Head Over Diecast says I still have some of my 1989 childhood TMNT and some others too. I should do some videos with. Oh, for sure. I mean, because I got their new the 40th anniversary their updates that they've done, and they look great, and they feel like the original toys. So I definitely need to open up those guys soon. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. I also put up what's her name? Cammy. I put Cammy up on the wall now, so she's there. So we're almost done with this row. I gotta figure out what to put up here. I have an idea, but I just gotta put the hooks up. And I've been lazy. So. But yeah. Oh yeah, and then also the thing with this is like I don't have any putty or any blue tack or anything to put on there, so his head kind of has to jut up a bit to look a bit better with the neck, because without it he kind of like crunches down and his head looks all weird. So gotta kind of have him all dramatic at the side, but he still looks great. I love this look for Batman. But Amazing Stop Motion says I'm back. Yeah, that looks even better. Thank you, bro. Yeah, I can't wait yeah, to maybe get a better head sculpt for this figure, even too. Yeah, yes, but just to get like my idea, like my my perfect vision of this Batman. But this is still pretty good. It's like, and this one is like my Justice League Batman. It's like I have the Golden Age uh, Batman, and he's just there. He's just hanging out with Robin behind all the Justice League. But Head Over Diecast says, love that Batman, his stance. Yeah, very dramatic, and I love the fact that the cape is wired on this guy too, so you can do really whatever you want. Like, look at that. We'll put them back here, but Head Over Diecast also says, wait, is this a custom Batman? This is the Golden Age Cape Crusader Mezco Batman, and I just put on the Mezco the Sovereign Knight head. So just look up Mezco Toys Batman, and you'll just you'll find the ingredients for this cool figures. I love this Golden Age Batman so much. I love this classic costume. I just need this. This is all the Batman I need. But then speaking about DC, because I do want to talk about this, because earlier this week, but Head Over Diecast says, man, that cape is sick. It is sick. But okay. So talking about DC, another tangent. Sorry, we're almost a half hour in without looking at the figure. But I like to ramble. I just want to talk to y'all. I don't get to talk about figures really that much of anyone else. But I do want to mention, because since we're talking about DC characters, on Tuesday, as I think I said before on the previous stream, I did see. I'm trying to make sure. Did see Superman, as you can see there, at my local theater. I probably should not have put the name up there, but Celebration Cinema, I guess. But there's Superman. I got a physical ticket. I do have a ticket collection. Another weird collection. Yeah, but where I keep all like my movie and kind of like special event tickets. Is that a weird thing? I feel like that's kind of normal. But saw Superman. Amazing movie. So great. Been needed. I might go see it again. Maybe next week if I'm able. So we'll kind of see. But then I know that next week, Fantastic Four comes out on next Friday, next week. I can't believe it. But, yeah. So, Superman was a lot of fun. It was needed. James Gunn putting out more bangers. Going and going. Amazing stop motion says, if you are wondering what my haul was, I got a Naruto, but 99 figure, excuse me. The Mezco, Cape Crusader Batman, W. The Mezco, the Superman, W. I got him too. SH Figure Arts Goku and Vegeta, and a figure I will use for custom. Nice. Yeah, that's a great haul. Stop motions. It's like I do need to get that Naruto the 99 figure. I see him all the time like at like Target, and he looks cool. And it's never bad to have a second Naruto. But right now I only have Naruto in my collection, so I'm just like I just be getting another Naruto. I need to get other characters. I need to get Sasuke. I need to get Young. I need to get them all. When they're like kids. Also, it's like because that's like my mind's eye of Naruto's like them younger, them kind of in their early stages and still kind of brutal and very bloody. And that's what I liked as a kid. I was like, this is cool. Damn. Everyone's really dying. That's crazy. But it was weird. But it was cool. But Head Over Diecast says, no, that's not weird. I think I'm going to save my tickets now. It's actually a cool little thing. I didn't really even know that I started it until I did. It didn't really like become a thing in my mind. And I was like, oh yeah, I collect tickets now. I think like the earliest one I have was from when the Force Awakens first came into theaters. Yeah, my family and I, we actually had like a special, like a showing, kind of like early. Yeah, kind of. I think like a day or two, like after like it came out, or like the day of, or like the day after, or the day before. It might have been the day before. I can't remember, but it was cool. So I kept that ticket, and so I have like almost everything from then on. Like I even have like a special event, yeah, like an Into the Spider Verse screening, and that was insane to watch in the theater. Yes, like, and I have yeah, like a giant ticket because it's like a bigger, yeah, like an admit one because it was a sponsored kind of thing. It's like for yeah, before the theater, so they have like special tickets and stuff, and have like a giveaway. So it was really cool. It was really awesome. But yeah, Superman, an amazing movie. Definitely, definitely, you know, like, yeah, but recommend y'all check it out. It's so cool. But Head Over Diecast says, I'm definitely hitting the sub button. Love live stream better than just videos. Well, thank you, bro. I do enjoy doing my live streams because I just ramble on and I do what I can. Even though it is very kind of chaotic half the time. But I guess that's what y'all enjoy. Yeah, but y'all enjoy, at least for now. Because you guys are still watching pretty consistently. So thank y'all. But Amazing Stop Motion also says, just open the Superman, and there is so much accessories. It is crazy. Here, I'm gonna grab my Superman because this is a yeah, like a yeah, a picture idea pose. But I'll have to kind of like see what I can get out of it. Ooh. Because I do need some more like actual like DC kind of like villains. Like I need to get a Lex Luthor. Need to get I don't know, like Clayface is the first one that comes to mind. It's like I'm trying to think of like other like Superman villains, or even you know, like what's her name? Is Cheetah? Uh, yeah, kind of like yeah, the Wonder Woman thing. Doomsday. I do need him. But yeah, but there's my Superman. I got him with the thing for now. I will say one thing, yeah, like if I gotta say anything, is like about this Superman, I don't like the fact that his cape isn't completely wired. It's just on the sides. It looks great. Like I like how yeah, like how like baggy and flowy it is, but it just kind of like sits there half the time. And though like it looks great, it's like especially yeah, like in neutral poses, it's still kind of like Gabe is waving. Is he saying goodbye? Well, I appreciate you hanging out, Gabe. Appreciate it. But yeah, there's our Superman. I do need to maybe like get some upgrades at some point because I always see yeah, like where people are having like the chest emblem. But Gabe says no. Okay. Are you just waving? Yeah, you're just saying hello, hello, Gabe. We got that thing. But then Head Over Diecast says awesome Superman. Yes, have to agree. My first time seeing the wire cape. Yeah. Because it does look great. It's like, but you can like see it's like how it always has. Yeah, like you can't really get them. Yeah, like especially like flying, I think is a big thing too. Because if you want to do like a pose like that, his cape kind of just falls onto him. So if you want to do like a top down, but like a forward, it's like it doesn't even look that great because it's all up there. But in any case, unless I guess like you're supposed to like tuck it back, I think more. So then it gives that illusion, but you know, but it still has like so much fabric, so much loose fabric. So, but we'll see. And I've always seen like a ton of guys, yeah, kind of like getting yeah, custom suits and capes. Underwear man, bro. Why is everyone complaining about the underwear thing? I keep hearing that now. I mean, he does wear underwear, but like, that's Superman. Ever since he's existed, he's had the freaking underwear and the belt. It looks so good. Everyone just hating on the Superman. What's the articulation on the Superman? He's got pretty good. I mean, if you want to get into it, I mean, he's got full, like, pretty good head range there. It does kind of come off pretty easily, but that's because he has, you know, like 5 different heads, and one of them, like, glows. This one, of course, has the beam, and you can switch it out and have a, you know, like, a more thicker one. But yeah, it's like, but you got, like, you have double jointed elbows. You got like a ball at the wrist, so it's very articulated there. Have nice shoulder. I don't think you have a butterfly. I don't think this body is meant for that, but you do get some good range. The torso, so pretty great. And then even with the legs, even with the fabric, it's pretty good. Even at the knees, it's crazy how much Mezco can really do these older, more classic looks of these characters so damn well. Look at that. But even still, like, it's still like, it's kind of like, be like that. Just come up, but it's just falls back down. So it's kind of like, you need to like have them like that essentially, but you can make it work. No doubt you can make it work. I'll have to repose them. I forgot what pose I had them in, but yeah, I guess I'll have to watch back. But I had them in a much cooler pose, but can't remember. What's the chat saying? Mezco Kong, yeah, but Amazing Stop Motion says underwear Superman is peak. He is, especially in this new movie. Bro was so good. I still need to watch, the Christopher Reeves, the Superman movie. I won't do it tonight. Probably tomorrow. That'll probably be what it is. I gotta do it. I just gotta. It looks so good. But yeah, but definitely need to get like an actual like a villain for him to do a picture with. His head just went. Oh yeah. Did that break off? Hold on. Is that supposed to do that? I hope that's supposed to do that. Okay. It is supposed to do that. I thought I broke my figure for a bit. I forgot that these can come out, so he has just the 2 beams. I completely forgot about that. I was so scared. I was like, oh, did I just break this thing? Is it even supposed to? It looks like it kind of did break, but I don't know if that's just holding or whatever. But there it is. Good as new. We're going to put you down. Because I'll be honest, I did have a couple casualties with my Mezcos after doing my live stream. So, okay. The main thing is, is these wrist pegs. Especially on, when they're holding the hands, especially some, like a couple like of the older ones. One of the more modern ones. Okay. My golden age, my 2-pack version, like a Batman, his wrist broke because I was trying to change out the hands to get him in a different pose, and it's like, but when I was pulling on the actual wrist, it's like the inside of the joint that goes into the wrist that broke completely. So I have to see if I can get a custom one. I don't know if I can contact Mezco, really, if they can fix that. I don't think they really can. I do have my account thing, but, stuff like that. And then also, okay, so I'm going to show her as our casualty. As our Mezco casualty, because she's the one that keeps breaking, because she broke before, but she broke again. is the Mezco Harley Quinn. As you can see, her wrist peg there with the black version of the hand compared to the red one. And this one, I took the wrist peg from a Mafex Spider-Man because the wrist peg on this one also broke. So you can see how that red is probably a little bit different, but it covers up fine with this. So I might have to see what I can do, but I don't think there's really that many options when it comes to like figure like wrist joints. Like I've looked at a couple sites, but it's like, but nothing really seems to really be it. So I don't know. It's gonna be a long time till I get her fixed, and till I get Batman fixed too. I mean, because he's like that bright blue version. That one's gonna be impossible. No one makes a joint that color. I'm so screwed. I'm not gonna be able to play with these toys anymore. I'll just have to like buy bootlegs, I guess, or something. I don't know. Any advice, I guess, about how to actually replace these. But it feels like wrist joints are going to be like the hardest thing to like replace, and especially like on a budget. I'm not buying a whole other Batman just to get a new wrist joint. Unless I like, I guess, contact. I guess like my first thought would be like to contact Mezco and see if they can send a replacement, and I can either just keep the figure or send the one I have to them. So I just have a brand new one. Yeah, I don't know about Harley. I know about Batman. I got him on the official site, so maybe that's easier. But I don't know if they have like a warranty or kind of like a timing thing where it's just kind of like if it's sold out on the website, you're not gonna get one or whatever. Because that's what I feel. I feel like that they would do. But I'll have to see with Harley. I think I have more options with her, but you know. But when it comes to Batman, it's gonna be difficult. So we'll see. But Head Over Diecast says, I wonder if I can find the dimensions. I might be able to print one. That would be pretty neat. I doubt it would be too hard to find. I guess it really just depends on the figure and which one that you're looking for. Because even as you can see, because this is just a regular wrist joint there, but that one is a Mafex wrist joint there. I could even see, I guess, if there's even like custom Mafex ones, because this one does actually fit pretty well into the wrist. It's not all the way, but maybe if I get a little extra, I can actually like cut those down to size to actually get them fit all the way. But you know, I also don't want to break the toy and break this wrist peg, because I know it's like with Mafex a lot of the time that they're known as like kind of like the thing with that. Head Over Diecast says, email me. I'll be sure, bro. Hopefully I can get my emails working, because I'm also okay. I'll also be like completely honest. Like my phone has been like out of storage, and I keep battling with it every week because I just haven't had time to actually clear space off of it. Because I'm taking pictures and I'm doing videos. So it's like it's becoming difficult, and I stay busy with work. So it's like I barely have enough free time to even like clear out my phone. And doing that is a whole task on by itself, because I have to like I have to go to to use my crappy laptop. I have to use another device to store everything, because I have a little like a storage thing, like a black box little thing. And that's great. It can hold things for like decades, I feel like. It's gonna be there for all my life. Yeah, for the rest of my life. So we gotta see what's going on. But I'll be sure. But Head Over Diecast says, lol, I understand. Same, my storage is low. I'll be right there with you soon. Lol. Yeah. Storage. All these phones can't really hold that much anymore. It's crazy. Is my mic still good? I always want to make sure. I should really be more cautious about this. Okay, but we're 45 minutes in. I think we're gonna finally get into the figure. We're gonna stop chit-chattering, rambling. We're gonna actually look at a figure. It's good. Yes, it's good, says you guys. Says Diecast and amazing stop motions. Thank y'all. Always gotta make sure. I'm like so paranoid about it. Even though I haven't really cared about it for like the past like 20 minutes. Because I trust y'all. Because y'all told me before that it worked. And it's still working now, so I'm happy. And I see my data thing. Everything is still alive. Everything's working. This is Mike B. I don't know why I chose Mike B. I probably should have gone with A, but it's here. It works. All right. We're going to switch on over. We're going to look at our G.I. Joe Retro Carded Cobra Viper right now. Unless it doesn't want to. Okay. We're going to move our camera. Hopefully this is not going to mess up anything. Mic-wise. Does that look decent? Is that a decent shot? Kind of would maybe want it a little higher, but this packaging is pretty tall. I kind of like that. I think that's better. At least in my opinion. You want to make sure this is staying straight on there. Cool. All right. But there's our Hasbro Pulse and just Hasbro in general, like our Cobra Viper, our G.I. Joe guy. Of course, on that classic retro card, a bit thicker now, thankfully. They've gone back to that format, but, you know, of course, based off of the original retro toy line, but in the more modern 6-inch scale with the actual figure, so where it's more based off of the classified mold, but in those classic stylings and colors, and of course the packaging. So we'll just get right into it. So the packaging, of course, have your warning label there, have your G.I. Joe logo across there with the Cobra enemy kind of stamp logo there, have your 4+. Up there, your Cobra Viper name, some great artwork of the Cobra Viper. I don't know if this is the actual... Well, this might be, I guess, more based off of this mold. It might be, yeah, it might be like a 3D, yeah, like a recreation, yeah, like of the original thing there, but with the little whole outline there. Looks pretty cool. It has the classic Hasbro logo. Love that. And then, of course, you have the actual figure and all of its weapons and all its plastic glory. We have our little paper there, too. It's always there, our little Hasbro paper. But then on the back, have your G.I. Joe logo going on there. Your little, knowing it's half the battle, little cutout of our Cobra Viper, classified. A little bit technically classified, I guess. But you have your little rundown of the Cobra Viper in different languages. Will we read it? We might as well. Roll. Cobra Infantry. Cobra Vipers are the backbone of the Cobra Legions. They are highly motivated, superbly trained, and formidably equipped. If you want to get anywhere in Cobra, you start at the bottom as a Viper. Cobra doesn't reward success with parades and medals. They offer material wealth, power, and an outlet for terrible urges. So, you know, we know whose side they're on. They're Cobra. They're literally a terrorist organization. And, you know, probably fascist. Let's be honest. But nice artwork still there. And then your Cobra logo there. And then, of course, you have the rest of the whole wave. So where you have, I forget his name, but I need to get him. And then you got Rock and Roll. And then you also have the Cobra Viper as well. I might want to get 2 of these guys, to be frank. But we'll see. But I have seen, the Rock and Roll in person. I don't really need him. I like the classified one. I like the tattoos a little bit more. Like, this one is fine, but it's just kind of basic. I don't need it. But then this guy, I can't remember his name, but he's really, really cool. I need to get him. I know he had that convention exclusive version of him where he came with like a hover thing. or whatever, but he still looks really, really cool, even in the single pack. And yeah, and I'll definitely pick him up at some point. This could have been a double stream, but I just want to do the Viper. Oh yeah, also the stand is right there too. But then just all your regular warnings, legalese, GIJoe.com, all that, recyclable, barcode, all there, and all that goodness. But yeah, we'll finally get this guy open. He does have a little flap right there, so I guess we'll cut that first to see what we can do, because I do want to, you know, as always, keep these figures reasonably clean. At least, at least keep the card backs, because at least for me, it's like I keep these anyways, so as you all know. But I'm reiterating, for the new people, we're gonna move my lights over too. Actually do a good job of this, but we're already an hour in, but we're doing our thing. Okay. Woo! Thing. Here's our trusty X-Acto blade. Here to do the dirty work. As always, we just have a little piece of tape there. Kind of always get rid of that, at least for me. At least if that's an easy cut point. And then what I've been doing lately is I've just been going at the sides and coming down. I'm gonna try to be more careful because I don't want to cut or damage the box at least too much. There we go. They might not be kind of wide enough to really fit everything. Also, I don't really want to go too far and cut into the actual pieces and into the packaging that's here. So, you know, so we're just going to take our sweet time with it. Div it off. Yeah, did not go really that far. I can feel that you're open. You're just not doing it. You're just not being a team player. Excuse me while I battle with this. Another battle from Cobra. Get my camera all straight. Excuse me while I battle with this. What the heck? Okay. Hold up. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of my X-Acto real quick. Got that open. Pack that away. Hopefully that is the last time we'll need him. So yeah. All right. Of course, we have our typical Hasbro paper that's always here and always never bonded upon. She's always here, always the garbage that is with the rest. All the time. We're gonna try to extract our Viper out. Looks thick with the hands. there we go. There's our packaging. I guess if you wanted, I guess on display you could have them out like that, but it would kind of pop up a bit. But you just have to like tape it down. But of course the bottom's all kind of cut up. But yeah, but what I always do, I always just actually cut out the actual plastic bit and just keep the actual card. So yeah, there it is. But Amazing Stop Motion says I use G.I. Joe figures as AIM figures for my Marvel display. That's actually pretty cool. I never really thought about that. But they do have a nice, I guess, kind of similar kind of dynamic that's really going on. The only thing is like mainly like the colors with the blues and the reds, and then had the yellows and all that with the Vipers. I always forget that he's got that vertical thing going on. Look at that. I guess first thing we'll look at, the first loose thing that's in the packaging here. Of course, we have the little stand that's based off the original retro thing, but it's got the classic Cobra logo and has 2 foot pegs there. It's hollow with your little thing, but it's all plastic, but it's a nice little stand to have here. And this figure is $25, I believe. Maybe 20. What was it? Excuse me, sir. Well, I got this at Target, so it doesn't say on the actual thing. Yeah, but using them, yeah, like as AIM soldiers is actually pretty cool. I never really thought about that. I'll have to really like look up, see, I guess if they do have like any of like the yellow variants, because I think that they have made some, haven't they? Because there's like weird ones that have like lines and stuff, and those I don't really care for too much. They don't really excite me too much, but they look all right. But yeah, but nice little setup here. I think he's double layered. So he does have things going on here, so we will actually get back out our X-Acto yet again. I assumed too much. But we shall use our X-Acto. Back here again, I want to make sure our things are working. There we go. We're gonna get this tape off of there. This other piece of tape, oh, just comes right off. Okay, the power of the X-Acto. But there's our 2 little extra weapons, a pistol and a sniper. There, now the X-Acto can blow. Yeah, it can go away. Permanently? I believe so. Just in case, we'll keep it out, though. It shall be in watching. But yeah, so I guess first we'll just get these guys out. It's always a little scary getting these. Ugh. Especially at the end here, because it does have a silencer that thankfully does come out. So yeah, here's our first weapon. I guess we'll kind of look at here. Like the silencer is kind of all bent up out of packaging, so I'll have to heat that up. But nice sniper little look, or kind of, yeah, or kind of like machine gun look. It does have a little removable thing. It looks like that's separate, but nice little details here, and then a nice like a gray color. I do like this gray basic here. It's like it could use a wash, but I think it is pretty good. And I think this is the classic one that he has on the actual packaging. So nice sculpt there. It looks exactly like it, and even with the silencer as well, even if it's a bit warped, but I think it looks all right. Looks pretty neat. And then of course have the classic, plastic goes away, have the classic pistol. Here it does have a hole for little effects, but nice sculpt there. Has a little kickback thing to it, like a little sight. So that's nice. It's more kind of like longer at the barrel there, but has little brown paint there. I don't know if that's a... Oh, that's like a skull. Yeah, if you can see that, it has like a screaming skull logo. That's actually insane. That's really cool. That's a nice little detail. I wish it was like painted white. I know like that's a very hard thing to like get right, but I don't know. Maybe you can do that on your own, but a nice little detail there. All right, then we're going to get this guy extracted. We'll do also this kind of setup for him. Trying to get this actually looking good. Okay. So we'll get this down here a bit more. Get a look at them. So there's our first accessories that we have looked at. The next, I think we'll just continue on with the weapons. So have his other kind of assault rifle or machine gun. Even has, I guess that's supposed to be a grenade launcher bit. Does this magazine come out? Looks like it should. It was glued in, but it does come out. Just a little stuck in there, but nice. Has the same brown kind of coloring here at the points there that match with the pistol there, so nice, but very cool. Sculpt does have holes for effects, has a nice scope on there in the little butt there, so yeah, just nice. Yeah, just a nice weapon and a nice gun there. But Amazing Stop Motion says I just realized you can use those weapons for Punisher. Oh, you definitely can. Especially, I guess, if you have the more, I would say the more modern comic version of him, the one that came in that 2-pack, with Bushwhacker. Is that his name? I think it's Bushwhacker. I can't quite remember, but, but these would definitely work, especially, but this rifle, I think that works so well. And then even these two. Then he does also have his backpack. Has a little like a rolled up like a bag or like a sleeping bag. Has a little canteen there in all black. Nice sculpt there. Has pouches on either side, just the peg on the back, but nice sculpt. Could use maybe a wash, but pretty nice. Do like it. Just a nice little sculpt there. And then last thing for like main accessories, have his goggles. Classic basic goggles. It does have a little like a nose ridge and also like a little bit of like slightly eyebrows. Kind of, it's just kind of like plating, but it kind of mimics the eyebrows, but neat little thing, just black strap all around it, and in all plastic, but it is kind of pliable, so it'll be able to fit on the helmet. And then getting onto his hands, it comes with a pair of fists, that all red, have that glove kind of texture and the lining on the side. That's kind of unique, as you can see there. So very nice. Does have a little bit of extra paint there, but that's easy enough to just take off there with your thumb, and extra plastic too, but not too bad. Nice to have a pair of fisticuffs. And then also comes with an alternate set. Well, not a set, but an alternate set of hands as well. They're not a matching pair, but you have a left kind of gripping hand or kind of like holding hand. I guess that this is for the gun there, so for the rifle, so we can support their weight on there. Has the same little glove detail there, and then also has a pointer right finger that also has that same little glove detail on the finger. So very, Very nice. And then this is the left hand and this is the right hand for those cases. Well, right hand, left hand, technically. And then lastly, actual figure who does have a tie around there. I think it's my only one. It's around the feet. Nope, I think it's just that. So we're going to get our snippers out. For this dude doing our full diligence. Doing the whole job. Here's our trusty snipper. Easily enough, kind of, well, at least on camera. Well, at least in person it's probably easier, but on camera it's a little harder. But get down there. I always like to get in the back. I do not want to snip off. I'm gonna stick on my piece, but you can get back there and just snip off that end piece. There. Extract your trash. Trash. Get this trash out of here, bro. Goes over there. That's fine there. We're gonna get you out of here. Get that back. Nice. Get the cover back on this because it is sharp. Time is at 6:13. We're making great time. We're getting through this figure pretty quickly. Y'all have been really neat, but we're gonna get out the Viper. Feet first, well, legs first, and then at least just how I extract them. Usually, or that's what works. But there's all of our plastic. Gets up there, and we're gonna bring our camera up here. Gonna bring them down just a bit. Move our camera forward just a bit. There's our Cobra Viper. All his plastic glory. We will come down a little further. Okay. But there he is, our Cobra Viper. Turn down the light a little bit here, but there we are. Looking pretty cool. Looking pretty neat. I do like this guy a bit. So, of course, we have the classic kind of Viper helmet here. Kind of like mimicking the Cobra Commander helmet, but a little bit more armor-like. Kind of a bit more like the classified, in my opinion, but more rounded, more simplified. Has some nice shapes all around, some tech and metal details, and then of course the chrome mask. But then with the Retro Viper, they do have little neck that shows there. It does have like some scratches, it looks like, all over. I don't know if that's just a defect, with the actual sculpt there, or the or how they do it. I don't know, but nice flesh tone there, a nice little detail for him. And then he has the full-on vest here with the Cobra logo there. Has two like red grenades here. Here it has some padding on either side of his chest, and then padding on his shoulders. Nothing much really on the back. Has like a little like a pattern and kind of like texture of the vest, so that's nice. And then even has padding on the sides of his body, and then back around to the front has two pouches. Has little kind of like, I guess, kind of like buckles for the actual, like the zip right there. And that actually has a little zipper piece up there. And that's all like sculpted on there too. So it's very nice. It feels good. It feels like the actual piece there. And then at the arms, you have a nice little basic kind of like shirt kind of texture that's going on here. And then you even have a undershirt fully under the vest. So that's all sculpted actual kind of t-shirt under there, even with the underbody. So that's like fully articulated. So that's really nice. And then you have pouches on either side of the arms, and then the sleeves are kind of rolled up. So so you have these bare, kind of forearms Yeah, which is nice there. It does have a little bit of extra blue paint. Might be able to get rid of that, but we'll see. But then, of course, you have the gloves here that have like the arm pads here that go into the actual red gloves, and he does come with packed in with trigger finger hands that are up and down. Yes, up and down. Hell yeah. Gotta be. And then at the belt, it's all black, but have your Cobra logo there, and yeah, in the black, yeah, with the red backing there, and then around have some little pouches, the little flashlight, yeah, which is nice. Have another pouch, and then have your holster, I assume, for your pistol there, so that's very well done. And then to the pants, have some nice basic kind of like pants texture, as we've seen with all these figures here, kind of military-esque, but very nice. And then that blue has some pouches on the back there, and has that same kind of padding actually here on the hip there, so very nice. And then has pouches, and then has that padding continued. Oh, and also all pinless as well, so that's very, very nice. And then has these cool little knee pads here, a nice little, yeah, just basic line kind of padding texture. And then you have some boots. Just some basic combat boots, looking very good. His feet are kind of small, and it is kind of more tapered, so a little bit more skinnier to the body, but still very nice, and has the little cleats at the bottom there. And with all your copyright and stuff here. What's this body? 2025, so brand new, made in Vietnam. So probably technically a little cheaper, but still feels good. Still looks great. Looks amazing as a figure. So yeah, but I guess we'll finally get into articulation with this guy. I'm going to scoot up a bit. Stretch a bit. Oh, we do kind of crouch a bit when we're looking at these, but then for articulation, I'm trying to see and get solid, but at the head, you do have just a ball on there, but look how much like little room they give you to work with. That might be like an easy Dremel out. What the heck? That's crazy. Unless like it's like super shallow, but you know. But with that, you can really only look up about that far, which is basically forward, and then look down, and that's not bad. But I think you have a neck joint at the bottom there, so all that together gives you about there, so a little bit, not very much up, but you do get a lot of down, so that's nice. And then you do get a little bit of tilt, and of course get rotation there. At the shoulder, you do have a butterfly joint, so you can go back that far, go forward only about that far, not too bad though. But then as you can see, we do have a shoulder hinge there, yeah, a shoulder joint there that yeah, that hinges up that far. It's crazy. Can rotate all the way around, have a bicep swivel at the sleeve, have a double jointed pinless elbows, which go up most of the way, even with the extra little pad and shirt kind of detailing there, but pretty good. It gets up to the vest. And then as we saw with with our trigger finger hands, you do have a up and down and a rotation compared to the rest, where even with the fist, it is just a left and right, like it's a in and out hinge there, but you still get rotation as always. And then at the torso, as y'all can kind of see, there is a ab crunch up there, so you can maybe force it, get forward about that far, get going back far, but that's mainly at the actual like at the diaphragm joint. So all the way is like up there. Hold up, gonna get his arm situated, but all the way back is there, all the way forward is basically there. Not a whole lot, but you do get some side to side, and you do get rotation. That's nice. And of course the belt kind of helps with that, so it kind of helps hide that a bit, but it can't get out of the way because you can kind of push it down. I don't know if it's supposed to be kind of sticking up, but if you want to articulate it, and then you can kind of move it back up however you need to. So pretty nice there. But then at the legs do have drop down, hinge forward. They are a little stiff, but they hinge forward about that far. Drop down still, back not that much, not a whole lot, but then coming out, goes out about that far, not too bad. Does have a upper thigh cut, but it's pretty stiff on there, but it is here. There we go. And then have your pinless double jointed knees, which are also kind of tough. I feel like the legs on a lot of these figures have been a lot tougher. So it's like you definitely need to heat up the legs, I think, these days. There you go. Pretty nice, pretty good. And then, of course, you have a boot swivel and a hinge at the actual shoe. So you hinge back, hinge forward, forward-facing pin for a rocker, because it's Hasbro. They do it all so well. I mean, look at that. Bro can do that. It's insane. But we are gonna go ahead. I do want to put first on this. We're gonna get him all going here. How far is this helmet? It kind of sits up there, like right there on the ridge. So that's nice there. Little aesthetic. I do think we'll put his pistol back here. Well, we're gonna do that last because we do want to get him in a good pose. So I guess at first we can do just a... Okay, so let's do an actual... Get him where he's like... I guess, kind of like planning or extracting. I'm going to switch out the hands, see how easy it is. No, not too bad. Switch out with the open hand. And we're going to give him, we'll give him this gun first. Hands are a bit stiff, I'll be honest. He doesn't want to put his finger into the actual trigger hole. Oh, maybe it's supposed to be this one. Okay. Even that one's kind of hard to get to, but... We'll give him his backpack on there, because it does have a hole in the back of the vest. Here, let's show that. It does have a hole in the back of the vest into a hole into the body. It's probably hard to see at this angle, but it's there. I think you can see it. Vest can go in there, and then we can show pistol does go into this little holster. Here it is a bit of a tight fit. There it is. Nice. That's on, and we're gonna get him all posed up. That looks very good. It does look pretty good, honestly. I do like the look of them. It isn't my favorite how I would probably do this. Here, we'll get them. Fix the goggles. Kind of like just, even kind of, I need to get them a little bit more. We can get them kind of more, I think kind of like looking. The Amazing Stop Motion says it looks very cool. Yeah, it is actually pretty cool. I am kind of surprised how well this figure is looking. I am trying to get like a specific idea. Like he's kind of like hunting or something. I guess that's kind of like what I'm going for. Where he's kind of like, it's like I imagine like like he's in the swamps, like hunting for Joes, like in the like in the trees or in the bushes. It's like even though he doesn't have any like real kind of like tactical kind of like gear, like the right coloring, it's like he's still gonna go out there and hunt down those Joes. But Amazing Stop Motion says I just opened the Mezco Batman, and it might be my favorite. My favorite Batman figure, along and the same with the Mezco Superman. Honestly, that is kind of like what I exactly feel. It's like I feel like the Mezco Superman is like the perfect Superman that we can ever get. In my humble opinion, it's the one I've needed just for a while. It's like I feel like the logo could have been done a little bit better on that, and also the cape. But still, I think it's the closest to like perfect, like as a Superman, at least like for the style that I'm looking for. And then that golden age of the Cape Crusader Batman, perfect. I wish it came with different style head sculpts instead of just the actual artist, but it's artist specific. But still great, still cool looking figures. But I think we are going to try out our classic gun, and we're going to take off that backpack because it keeps its wanting to fall off. So he'll go there, and we're just going to get him standing. The leg. It's tough. We can do him. I guess he technically is actually left-handed, but that's like so many of these guys. Who do I have who's not left-handed? I guess most of my guys aren't left-handed. I guess we'll go with the Cobra Trooper will be left-handed. Let me get everything here into frame, even if it's just stuff. Alright, so we're going to try to get this other hand to work. Still a little difficult, since the hands are a bit stiff out of the packaging. They are pliable, so that's nice. Do need some work. I might just have it just by itself, just so I can mess with it. There we go. Kind of hate all screwed up. Like my silencer pieces, but you know, it's just what you gotta deal with sometimes, I guess. And I have to see if I can get him to hold it. Of course, I don't think he can actually hold it the same way, exactly the same. But can this come down? That's just a grip. No, that's just a grip piece. Okay. I'm trying to see the best way to get these goggles. I guess they're just straight on. That's upside down, so that doesn't work, but there we go. Okay. How's this look? Oh, well, you can't even see him, so it doesn't even matter. How's my camera that low? How did I... Oh, yeah, because he was on his knees. What am I saying, bro? Damn it. I'm looking for it. It's a little bit of a smudge, but I think that's just dust. Okay. But look at that guy. Cobra Viper. Kind of, I guess, so these guys are technically like the grunts, I guess. Kind of like your low level, starting out as a Viper. Trying not to, you know, get killed out there on the battlefield. But you still got your Cobra troopers and the infantry. But I guess the Vipers are like the... Like, they get all like the dirty work and they don't have really anything. They're like, hey, it's like, here's money. You know, that's about it. Good luck. Don't die, I guess. Here's stuff. Here's material wealth. But yeah. Really, really cool figure. And of course, we'll put him on the stand as well. Excuse me. A little stiff to get the foot pegs on there. Make sure I'm not going to break them. There we go. Ah. Bruh. This figure. We'll kind of, I guess, kind of clear out. But Amazing Stop Motion says I usually use G.I. Joe figs as people for Batman and Superman. Yeah, for Batman and Spider-Man to fight. Not, yeah, it's like I would say that's not really. Yeah, that is like a good way, to utilize them. I guess it's like if you're buying like very like specific like soldiers and stuff. Like I would think that like these guys would be better, like against like let's say like Captain America, even like Iron Man. Do more like Avengers is what I'm thinking of. Is like when you're talking about like Batman's, like I do imagine like these kind of guys as well, kind of like soldiers. I guess kind of like more bodyguards or something. Because I do always kind of like think about I do need to. It's like I do want to pick up more of the more classic the Snake Eyes where they did like that Timber and him 2-pack, like the first one that they did. That one, it's like I love that design. And it's kind of just like a SWAT gear kind of look. I think we're gonna do them without the thing. But there he is. There's our Cobra Viper. We're going to get his backpack on. Again, always the thing with these. Sometimes they never go on just perfectly. But look at the Viper. Cool Viper. I kind of wish I could store the extra gun on him. Like here on the actual backpack here, but there's nothing to plug into, so. I guess I get it, but like it would have been nice, even like to have like a place to put like the silencer, like have one here and then have like a peg here, so you can actually store these if you don't want them on your thing. So, you know. But in any case, a really cool figure, a fun figure, another nice addition to add to the collection, add to the Joes, add to the Cobra troops. Very cool. I do think I will probably want 2 of these guys, but I just really like the whole like the sleeveless kind of like yeah, having like the bare arms is always like a big like a weird thing for me with these guys, where I'm like, oh, okay, so these guys are kind of like more rough and tumble, I guess, in my mind. So these guys are kind of like, they're still a little bit more, I guess technically I think about it as more casual, but they're still like working. Because like they're still gonna do the best that they can do, I guess. But yeah, so I think we're gonna get into our comparisons. And I think first, do I want to do? Okay, I'm gonna do a pairing. So I'm gonna do someone from Cobra, and then I'll do someone from G.I. Joe, and then we'll go until I don't have any more pairs, and then it'll just be Joe's last. So that's how we're gonna do our comparisons this time around. But yeah, but this Cobra Viper looks great, feels great. It just feels like a nice, like a G.I. Joe figure. It's just a different variant of a trooper, essentially, but needed, in my opinion. I think it looks great. Definitely gonna get a second one, I think, of these guys. And then need to pick up, I guess, technically the rest of that retro wave, except for Rock and Roll. I don't know who the third guy is, but he has like the purple cape and has like the mustache. He's like the scientist guy, but it looks cool. I'll definitely be getting him at some point. But yeah. But we'll get on to our comparisons. First up, of course, we gotta do a couple of figures from the actual retro lines. I gotta do like our main 2 characters. So here we have Duke and Cobra Commander, and this is my same one that does have the bubbling effect on the mask, and that's not supposed to be normal, but you can't really see it, and so I've kind of just kept it. I guess I'll kind of see if I ever get to contacting Hasbro about this guy specifically, but you know, in due time, we shall see. But this Cobra Commander, like, he looks so cool. Yeah, of course, he is probably about the same height as this guy, as they are. I guess if we want to do more accurate comparisons, if y'all really care about it, I guess, but they would be about the same height, as they would all kind of be. Yeah, then of course we got Duke, classic Duke, favorite Duke, full army, kind of basic dude, but looking so cool, even has the laser gun and the binoculars. They look so cool. It's like, and then this Cobra Commander is like perfect. I love the all chrome kind of look here. It looks so cool. We'll get them right behind him. Cobra Viper. Get the commander. Get him there. Get you there. Okay. Here we go. That's our dude. Okay. The next comparison we will do, and yeah, we have the Retro Carded Scarlet and have the G.I. Joe Classified. What's his name? Frickin' Destro. G.I. Joe against Cobra and Destro fighting to save the day. Oh, Cobra. But yeah, cool little figures if they can ever stand up. I'm gonna get these a little closer. Stop looking at Cobra Commander. I know he's all shiny. Oh my god. I can't. This is why these retro ones, honestly, are good that they have stands, because it is hard to get them. The guy with the silver head reminds me of Deadman. What, you're talking about the Cobra Commander? You don't know Cobra Commander? I don't know who Deadman is, but he sounds like cool. Stop looking. Stop looking. Look at this. Look at them. Look at Destro. Jesus Christ. Just stand. He is from yeah, but he's from DC. It's like, is Deadman? It's like, is that like the guy who like who's like all white, but he has like a red costume, and he's like a ghost? Oh yeah, but doesn't he have like a D on his shirt? Yeah, like on his costume too. Well, maybe I do know who you're talking about then. Yes. Okay. I do remember him. I remember because he was like, because I watched like a Batman thing, and he was in it. Because Batman, of course, always had the shows, and so they put whoever they could fit. But there's our dudes there. I hate that this is not wanting to focus, especially on, you know, our faced characters. The ones that have a face. Stop looking at Wolverine. He doesn't matter to this shot. Alright. And of course Scarlet. Okay. And Destro. Okay. To be frank, these feet do not support their weight. I gotta like get some tight doing or something. It was probably Justice League Unlimited. Probably. I don't remember him in Justice League Unlimited. I think I saw him in Batman and the Brave and the Bold. If that's even right. I know that I know that there was like a ghost of villain guy, but I don't know. I also do remember him because I think he was in Justice League, like Dark. Yeah, like the Dark Justice League, like the animated movie, a little bit more modern one, and that's where I saw him. Probably most likely. Because I thought it looked cool there. And I know that he like possessed like Batman, and Batman was like, "Don't ever do that again, or I'm gonna, kick your butt." He's like, "Oh, okay, okay, I won't do that." Yeah, because he had Batman. He made Batman. Shoot a guy, and Batman was like super pissed about it. But anyways, moving on. So first, our comparison is the Retro Carded Baroness, who definitely needs an upgrade. And then the G.I. Joe Classified Snake Eyes, the very first one, my favorite one, technically, and my display one. But yeah, but Baroness I definitely need to upgrade on, and then Snake Eyes just is Snake Eyes. I think he looks great. But yeah, oh yeah. But Amazing Stylish said, yeah, he made Batman shoot someone. Yeah. And Batman was pissed. As usual, he's just kind of like, stop doing things without my permission. You guys are pissing me off. I'm not going to help anyone in a minute here. I'm just going to, do my own thing. Like, it proves me right as to not work with everyone else. Because he's just like, screw you guys. Everyone keeps screwing me over. Even with the Justice League, I can't even have a moment of peace. It's just all chaos all the time. Then our next comparison, are going to do, get out my one Cobra Trooper. And this is the classified Target exclusive. One that was like super hard to find like back in the day. But they did a re-release of them, I think, a couple years ago or so. No, not a couple years ago. It was like a month or two like after like they initially released, but they were so hard to find that they did like a online, kind of like reissue of them. But they were still like the same ones, so pretty good. But then for on the Joe's side, we do got Timber, the wolf. Looking pretty cool. I do need more, like animal companion guys. I do have the one guy that has the dog. I think it's whatever his name is. I can't remember what it is, but but nice. But definitely need more of Cobra Troopers. I know they have a retro carded one out there, and I have seen it. But I want to get two, so I've been kind of just waiting on it. But nice, kind of, you can see the kind of difference. So where you start out here, and then you kind of progress to this more elite, kind of like more specialized, I guess, kind of like troops. But this is kind of, what I think of kind of like basically as a Cobra Trooper, and then a Viper, I think, is more basic. But I like it. Why is it not? You can just focus on him and not focus on anything. Let's do it. The next comparison, coming back around to the retro card line, but on the Joe side again, we have Gung Ho, and then staying on classified with the villains, we have the little what is it? Like, I'm gonna bring you forward because you're annoying me. Here we go. Jesus. Take all this work, just to get this thing to focus on you. But yeah, I forget what he was called, but he's really cool. Has the whole helmet that can come off, and he's all disfigured, but but he works with their little their missile launcher thing, but you can see the same kind of things going on with the vest. I think it's a completely different vest, but it's a nice thing. It's probably it's a different overlay, so it's mainly all new except for, I guess, like the knee pads. But the legs are all different, all the boots are different, so it's kind of crazy how much a little of a reuse is actually used here. But pretty nice, and a nice little different specialized kind of trooper as well, as you can see. So pretty cool. And then of course you got Gung Ho in the classic colors and everything, and just looking awesome. And a great size. Of course, he's much bigger than this guy, even with the stand. There's our Gung Ho. I think we'll keep our Viper here. So our next comparison, coming back over to the classified line for both of these guys. And then for the Joes, first want to show off the Roadblock. This is their very first one. I need to get their kind of like their retro style one they did as an Amazon exclusive, or even if they have a retro carded one that's coming out, I need to get that one, hopefully at some point. But then you also have the classified Bat. I know there is going to be a retro one, I believe, of this one. Can this focus a bit, please? There they are. But they look pretty good. Roadblock is a little fuzzy at the face, but he looks okay. I think I definitely need to get a I definitely need to upgrade him, but I did give him like a little like a a Gatling gun instead of like his laser gun that he came with because I thought it was kind of lame. But I like this version, and I gave him like the different like elbow pads and kind of like armor and stuff. But he's pretty cool. Definitely in need of an upgrade though, because he is something. And then Baroness just destroyed herself. Oh, Scarlet, who you need to stay up, be adamant, be involved. Baroness, please, especially you. You are a problem because you're on. Well, you're not really on heels, but you're doing stuff. But yeah, but then with the Viper and then with the Bat, of course, the same kind of aesthetics with the chrome face and then the helmet, but completely different thing going on here. Actual human soldier and then fully robotic killing machine that can, change its arm and stuff. We'll get them right here. There we go. Viper. And then the last comparison with Cobra, but then continuing with the Joes, do have another Bat, but where he's all beat up. This is like my my favorite version with that exposed eye. Different hand where he's all kind of like, oh, he's kind of like a zombie thing. But then you got Spirit. The classified version of Spirit. I don't know if they're going to do a retro card. I kind of doubt it. But there he is, and with his eagle. Looking all cool. Kind of the same thing that's going on here with the, the more casual kind of like shirt clothing and with the sleeves up, but with the armor still on the body. But looking pretty good. Really, really like the look of these guys. They look so good together. Spirit especially is always kind of like a top one now. He looks so badass. There we go. Our other Bat, he doesn't really need to be seen, but he's done a bang up job. But yeah, but now our last comparisons, but with just Joe's this time around, a couple little extras. So first one I wanted to do with Barbecue because he is kind of like a more classic character that I'm used to, even though this is the classified, but kind of closer to the retro. And then we have the, what's he called? The Grunt. Whatever his name is, he's just like their regular, like their human soldier little guy here. So kind of the same rank as, as the Vipers, I guess. So they would probably see each other like this more often. But then Barbecue in there with the more classic kind of look there. I just love this old design here. Looks so cool. So nice. Very, very cool. And oh, okay. All right. Spirit seems to be in the mood to cooperate. Barbecue's taking up a lot of space. I guess that's it too. And also his eagle as well. Spirit there. We'll get Barbecue here. We'll get Grunt back here. Because then our last two comparisons, does that look fine? That's okay. I'll get his eagle later. But then our last two comparisons is with the more special ops, kind of like 2-pack figures on the Joe side. You have your male and your female special ops. I have two unique kind of like helmets, and these are kind of like more advanced, but I do kind of like their style. Yeah, with the Vipers, I think a little bit more seems to kind of work well together a bit more, in my opinion. Let's get the Viper close and personal with these guys, and they just look so good together. They look great. Nice little contrast, but look so good. Look so awesome. But yeah, pretty nice. So yeah, these guys back here, try not to destroy everything. Get our big guy in there first. Then, do we want to try to get Spirit? I'm going to try to get Spirit. Distract him and get his backpack with the bird. What did I just say? I knew this was going to happen. I just knew it. Damn it. Table, get out of here. What fell? It's the freaking thing. Okay. Oh, bro, it happens every time. There's always one. There's always one that ruins it for the rest. It's probably Roadblock. I'm gonna blame him because he's the worst figure of these. Okay. So we're gonna get Grunt. He's gonna go back there. Get big guy here. Get our female trooper in here. We're gonna get Barbecue up here. Is he back there? Who else? Am I missing anyone? I'm missing Spirit. Spirit! Come over here. Oh, these feet. They can barely support their own weight. Half the time. Get Scarlet. It's time for cleanup, I guess. Get all this fixed. Okay. Scarlet. Here. Please stand. Please just stand. I know you all have tiny freaking feet. But please, you can support your own weight at least a bit. Like, it's not that freaking hard. Oh my god. Scarlet, you're about to go on the floor. I swear. Excuse me, sorry. I know I'm moving too much for my microphone. But this thing is so stupid. Scarlet, why are you such a cool figure, but you just can't stand? This is why you have a base. This is why you probably will be on a base once I get the room to actually display them with them. Because right now I just don't have the room to display them on their little retro bases. And also her stupid freaking like her crossbow thing, like the front of it always comes off, which is a big minus kind of for this figure. I'm kind of like, I kind of want to just glue it in by this point because it makes me so upset every time it falls off. Please just stay on. That's all you gotta do. You gotta just keep that shape. I'm gonna glue it on one of these days, I swear. I keep threatening it, but one day I'm actually gonna do it. Can you, like, what's wrong? What's wrong with you? Your detents are just that crap. Wow, she really can't. Wow, she just really can't, huh? Yeah, she's like standing even with flat feet. No, no, that's impossible for a female figure. This upsets me greatly. Oh my god, I'm so infuriated. Excuse me while I yell at a plastic figure. I need to like do something about these. This is so irritating. You're stupid. This is a stupid figure. I love it, but it's like it's just so infuriating to like fight with. Just stand. That's all you gotta do. That's like the most basic thing a figure should be able to do is like stand. If you can't even stand, you shouldn't. You go back to the drawing board, Hasbro. Go back. Figure it out. Figure out your thing. Get your weight going on there. Okay. There's Duke. He's okay. There's his binoculars. Scarlet's there. She's fine. Baroness is here. Dex Shrek is here. You're here. As long as they just take out that Cobra side, I don't really care. Okay. We're gonna get Viper. Get him here, I guess. We'll do him right there. Oh. That's okay, I guess. I'm gonna redo this side. Excuse me, sorry. Oh my god. Trooper. Dude. Missed a bat. A regular bat. Are they in camera? Well, they're fine. They are acceptable. All except for that one. And the trooper. And the regular bat. There we go. Here is our people. Here are guys. I hate that they're not looking at my camera though. Okay. Bit better. I'm back with the squad. Yeah, the squad. There they are. Oh, their plastic glory. Might want to get a few more Cobra guys, I guess. Just to show off and just to have a little difference. I don't know if this is going to sound better or not, but you know what? Screw it. We're going to grab... We got Firefly. And one more. Freaking Dreadnought dude. I can't remember his name. I think Major Blood. Just cool. Other guys, just different. Also just to fill out this whole thing. Put her thing over there. Oh. Get Major Blood back here. Even I think we'll put our more soldier types here, but I do like this more modern Firefly compared to their retro. I think I just like it more. Just more my style of what I'm thinking of with Firefly. But look at that. I think that looks a little bit more filled out, a little more better in my opinion. Get Timber in there as well, but there we go. Very, very nice. Very cool. So yeah. I guess if there's anything else, if y'all have any questions or wanna see other little comparisons. Oh, I think I might do. Hold on. I'm gonna do one more while we have the time, and while I'm thinking about it now. I don't know why I just didn't pull these guys out before. I guess I just didn't really care. But now I'm like, well, no, I do care. We'll just get one of them. We're gonna get out like these weird orange and blue ones. I forget what these were called, but definitely more special ops here. But looks super cool. No, barely fit, but he fits there. So yeah, really, really neat. Really, really cool. Nice figure to have. Nice Viper to add to the display. I think he looks pretty sick. I think he's definitely a needed addition. I think I'll definitely get a second one, at least, just to have a nice pair of these guys. But just by himself, he looks great. He looks really cool. But yeah, hope y'all have enjoyed. I guess if you guys want to, I don't know, if you have any questions or want to see anything or have any suggestions or just want to, I don't know, just chat for a bit, I'll probably stay on for another like 9 minutes or so. If y'all want to chat or do something, I guess I'll just plug all my stuff. Hopefully my mic is fine still, because this has been a very successful mic check, I guess. So thank y'all for the support, and thank you to the 5 people who have liked the video, and then to y'all who have subbed. Be sure to subscribe, be sure to like, and thank you for all the support on the on the videos here on the live streams and on the shorts, even at this earlier time frame as well. So hopefully we can get everything going and smoothly sooner than later, because next week we got a big stream planned. It might be a 2-parter kind of thing, so we'll see what's going on. But yeah, hope y'all have enjoyed. Be sure, like, comment what you want to see here on the channel, and subscribe as always. And also be sure to check out the Instagram. That's going to be linked in the description VOD of this stream. So appreciate all the support, but I think I'm going to head out now. So hope y'all have enjoyed, and I think I'll see y'all next week. So I might give it another minute. So but thank y'all for all the support. I really appreciate it. It's like, especially since last week with all the mic issues and everyone helping me there to figure out what the heck was going on and all the chaos. This stream has been way smoother. So glad, even though it's all the same kind of chaos and just crazy stuff. Man. Alright, but I'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Be good. Be cool. Y'all have a good night. Goodbye.